Welcome to part 4 of Super Project Planning lecture. So to continue with software planning, so relative to the cost in software phase, so we see here that um, requirement stage, analysis, design, coding, testing, and integration. And the last part of the planning, costing is the maintenance. So, dito nakita natin if this is the relative to cost to detect and correct fault. So, pinakamataas po yung maintenance. Okay. Cost estimation. The number of estimation techniques has been developed and are having the following attribute in common. So, yung cost estimation, so the project scope must be established in advance. So, paano nga ba natin ma-estimate kung magkano yung isang project kung hindi natin na-set na yung tamang scope in advance? Software matrix are used as a basis from which estimates are made. The project is broken into small pieces which are estimated individually. To achieve relative cost and schedule estimate, a number of options arises. So, paano nga ba natin? Ito yung mga problema sa pag-costing and schedule estimation. One is kung merong delay. Yan. Delay estimation until late in projects. Use simple decomposition technique to generate project cost and schedule estimate. Develop empirical model for estimation. Acquire one or more automated estimation tools. So, yan yung magiging solusyon natin para malaman natin kung kailan, magkano at gaano katagal yung project or yung software magagawa. So, we have two model. We have the static single variable model and static multivariable model. So, before that, tingnan muna natin yung mga, gamit na constant. So, in mathematics, when we say constant, ibig sabihin, yan yung hindi nagbabago. Okay. I-highlight ko lang yung dalawa. So, we have two model. We have the SEL or Software Engineering Laboratory Standard or model and the Walston and Felix model. Sabi ng Software Engineering Laboratories, yan, or SEAL, yan, yung acronym na SEAL, may encounter natin yan dito. For estimating its software production, this model is an example of an static single variable. So, yan, static single variable model. So, E is equals to 1.4 L raised to 0.93. Docs is 30.4 L raised to 0.90. And then D is equals to 4.6 L raised to 0.26. So, ano nga ba yung mga yan? So, yung E is the effort per person per month. DOC or DOC, documentation, number of pages. D is documentation, D in months. L is the number of lines per code. Ayan. Next is another is the Walston and Felix. Meron din silang ginawa model at IBM that provide the following equation in relation between lengths of source code and effort. So, sa kanila, ang computation nila, E for the effort is 5.2 L raised to 0.91. In the same manner, duration of development is given by D is equals to 4.1 L raised to 0.36. The productivity index uses 29 variables which are found to be highly correlated productivity as follows. So, for Wi is the weight factor for the ith variable and xi is equals to -1, 0, and +1. So, the estimators give x ay 1 of the value and value -1, 0, or negative or positive 1, depending on the variable decrease and has no effect in or increase in productivity. So let's have a another look. So sabi doon, si SEAL is a static single variable model. Method using this model uses an equation to estimate the desired value such as cost, time, effort, etc. So, ang goal natin dito, malaman kung magkano yung cost, gaano katagal, at ganong effort ang dapat ibigay para sa software development na to. They all depend on the same variable uses as predictor or say size. An example of the most common equation is C is equals to A L raised to B, wherein C is the cost, L is the size, and A, B are constant. So, ayan. Same lang din dun sa binanggit ko kanina. So, yung E is 1.4 raised to L times L raised to 0.93. Docs is 30.4 L raised to 0.90. And D, duration, 4.6 times L raised to 0.26. Ayan, wherein dito E is a person in month, docs is document in number of pages, D is the duration in month, ayan, ang calculated numbers are calculated, yan, number of lines. L is the thousands of lines uses as predictor. Okay, so dito naman, this is for static multivariable model. So, dalawa nga yung model natin. Yung isa is the static single variable. Ito naman static multivariable model. So, given by, galing kay Walston and Felix. So, E here is 5.2 L raised to 0.91 and D is equals to 4.1 L raised to 0.36. The productivity index uses 29 variable which found to be highly correlated. So, kaya yan. Okay, let's have an example para mas madali. Compare now natin si Walston-Felix model tapos si SEL model. On a software development expected to involve 8 per person's year of effort or PY. Yan, ko ang ano daw para sa 8 na tao sa 8 person years of efforts. Yan. Calculate the number of line of source code that can be produced. Ilang lines of code daw ang pwedeng ma-produce ng 8 na tao. Calculate the duration of the development. Calculate the productivity in looks or lines of code or person year. Calculate the average manning. So this is how we transform the formula for common equation. So we see here that we have C equals to A, B raised to, C is equals to A times L raised to B. So we're going to use now the E. So common equation. So ibig sabihin, yung effort is equals to AL raised to B. Common nga siya. So ngayon, ta-transform natin yung ating formula because we want to get the L. So, yung L yung ating kukunin. So, we have E is equals to A, L raised to B. So, kailangan natin i-separate muna yung A. So, lagyan natin over A. So, simple math. So, A over A will be cancelled. So, we have A, L raised to B, tapos E over A. Now, yung problema natin dito is yung raised to B. So, para matanggal natin yan, multiply both side by 1 over B. So, makaka-cancel out na siya. Then, on the left side, so E over A raised to 1 over B is equals now to L, or L is equals to E over A raised to 1 over B. Okay. So, yun yung ating, bakit naging ganito yung ating formula. Yan. So, we have here, this is looks for SEL, and this is now for Walston and Felix. So, dito, 96, based dito, 96 person per month. So, saan natin to nakuha? Kasi, our given is 8 person per year. So, 8 times 12 is equals to 96. Okay, given natin ay 96. So, 96 over 1.4 raised to 1 over 0.93. Again, saan to galing? Galing yan dito. Is equals to 94,264 looks or line of codes. Sa Walson and Felix naman, looks is equals to 96 person months over 5.2 raised to 1 over 0.93, which is equals to 24,632. So, yan yung comparison. Now, part B, duration in month can be calculated by means of the equation. So, the duration for software engineering laboratory is equals to, or with a formula of 4.6 times L, wherein L here is in thousand, raised to 0.26. So, 4.6 times, so nakita natin dito na naging ano na lang siya, 94,264 kasi sabi dun kanina, L here or the line of code is in thousand. Kaya yung kanina na answer natin dito, yung 94,264 divided by 1,000. So, we have 94,264 raised to 0.26. So, approximately, if you do this in calculator, you will have an approximately 15 months or 14 point something. Okay, for Walson and Felix, we have the formula of 4.1 times L, which is in thousand, raised to 0.36. So, equals to 4.1 times 24,632 raised to 0.36 or equals to approximately 13 months. So, this is the difference between the SEL and WF equation. 15 months dito, 13 months. Matatapos yung project na ito. So, productivity is the line of code produced per person, per month, or in year. Okay. So, productivity is equals to our looks over 8. Ayan. So, bakit 8? Kasi yung given natin kanina, 8 per year. So, 94,264 over 8. So, we have 11,783 looks per person in 1 year. Okay, so madali lang naman yan. So, sa yung isang tao daw yan yung kaya niyang magawa. And then, another is for your Wilson and Felix, 24,632 over 8 is equals to 3,079 looks per person in 1 year. So, yun yung difference. Okay. The average manning is the average number of persons required per month in a project. So, manning for SEL is equals to 96 person per month over 15 months. So, sabi dun kanina, yung answer natin, di ba? 15. Ilan yung duration natin? 15. So, yan yung gagamitin natin dito. 15. So, cancel natin yung M. So, magiging unit niya is person. So, 96 over 15, we have 6.4 person. Sa Walson and Felix naman, 96 over 13, kasi sabi natin kanina, balikan natin, duration niya is according sa estimate niya, ang duration niya is 13 months. So, mas maikli. Pero, so 96 over 13, so we have 7.4 persons. So, ang difference nitong dalawa, dito, mas matagal siya matapos, pero mas konti yung tao na mag-exert ng effort. Dito naman sa kay Walson and Felix, mas mabilis, pero mas maraming tao yung kailangan para mabuo yung project. So, this is an example. Yan. So, yan yung ginawa natin. So, we compare the Walson and Felix model and the SEL model on a software development. Expected na merong involved na 8 person. So, kinuha natin yung number of lines of source code that can be produced, makalculate natin yung duration, makalculate yung productivity, and the average money. Okay, so that's all for this part of your software engineering series, part 4.